here, and I'm posing as a local degenerate to fit in this local degenerate. Hi, sir. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
How many Marvel characters can you name?
I can name like the Avengers, like Iron Man and all of them, and then there's like the X-Men, like Wolverine and Deadpool.
Okay. How many Supreme Court justices can you name?
I didn't know the brand Supreme had like a court, like they there's a court for that. That's pretty cool though, I wonder if it'll drop in on the next drop, like probably pick that up.
So as it turns out, the Supreme Court is an actual thing, and no, it's not sponsored by Supreme. There are 9 Supreme Court justices, and they all serve life terms to prevent any of the branches of government from influencing them. And what the Supreme Court does is it determines if the laws are constitutional or not.
Let's ask this friendly man some questions. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
What are your thoughts on gerrymandering?
I think Gerrymander is a very nice person. I heard he has been going around, he's doing the good deeds. I can't vote, but if I can vote, I would vote for him. He does the best job. America's #1.
Gerrymandering actually isn't a person. It's manipulating the boundaries of a constituency in order to favor one party or class during elections.
Michael Patmeyer here. Let's ask some folks some questions.
Hey, man.
So, how do you feel about California declaring war on Wakanda?
Wakanda forever, but, I think California can do whatever they want, and Wakanda's got a lot of oil, so, Wakanda forever, we gotta declare war on them, Wakanda forever.
No, I really don't know. Hey guys, so, first things first, Wakanda isn't even a real country, but states still cannot declare war on their own on any other country or outside force.
Okay, now let's go find our next pedestrian. Follow me. So, excuse me, ma'am. What do you think about Congress' power to ban fake news?
I don't really care about any of the fake news stuff. I watch Sesame Street. It's a very credible source.
So clearly, the president and Congress doesn't have the power to ban fake news or any other sort of media because under the First Amendment, they established the freedom of press, where the press or media have the power to write anything about the president or any Congress members. And along with that, media acts as the gatekeeper to any sort of information within the community, so they selectively choose information they want to report to the people. And yeah.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question to ask you. What do you think about Order 66, where the president can now make Jediism a national religion?
I think that's pretty cool, the Jedi are pretty cool people, all that Yoda and Anakin stuff. But hopefully they learn how to speak like English correctly and in order, I'm pretty down for that.
So as it turns out, Jediism isn't an actual religion. Even if it was, the First Amendment gives every citizen the right to freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, and freedom of assembly. And the Establishment Clause in the First Amendment actually prohibits Congress from establishing a national religion.
Hey guys, we're back at it again, asking some folks some more questions. So let's ring this homeboy's house. Ding dong.
Hi there.
Is it okay if I ask you a couple questions?
Oh, sure.
Can you name one way the president can check the powers of Congress?
He can nuke them. Yes, he can definitely nuke them, He's got the power of the nukes, Nuke them up. Oh, and if he doesn't want to, he can try deporting them. That always works. He's gonna deport them and then nuke them.
According to the constitutional principle of checks and balances, the president is allowed to veto bills passed by Congress. However, his veto is able to be overridden by a 2/3 or supermajority in Congress.
Let's go look at this guy getting arrested. Come on. Sir, how do you feel about the change to the Fifth Amendment, the right to be an attorney?
Well, as you guys can see right now, I would always love to be an attorney. It's kind of helpful, especially right now. Attorneys do a lot for our country, and it's nice that we can be one. I really need it, so if y'all could help me get out of this, that'd be great.
The the Sixth Amendment is actually the right to have an attorney when prosecuted, and the Fifth Amendment is the Due Process Clause, which states that you can't incriminate yourself.
Ooh, we found a specimen here today. Follow me. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you get up? Thank you. How do you feel about Vladimir Putin running for president?
Oh my god, my dad, he didn't even tell me he was running. I hope he wins. I'm gonna vote for him.
Clearly, Vladimir Putin is the president, but he's the president of Russia. But see, the problem is, if you want to become the president of the United States, you need to be a citizen of the United States. You need to be living here in the United States for 14 years, and you need to be at least 35 years old. And speaking on the thing about voting for presidents, people in the United States don't directly vote for presidents. They actually vote through a group of people called the Electoral College, and these people are the people who are voting for the presidents.
Hey, didn't see you there. So, what we learned was that our rights derive from the Constitution, especially the Bill of Rights, which is the first 10 amendments. Also, states and the federal government share power, what's called federalism. So they have different powers, but also they may share some.
Adding on to what Kyle said, we also talked about limited government, which includes separation of powers and checks and balances. And we talked about voting rights, which have expanded a lot since the early years of our country, and now anyone above the age of 18 can vote with registration. And lastly, we talked about media, which has an effect over the policy agenda of Congress.
Do it!
So, the Sixth Amendment is...
Right.
Like and subscribe!
Go, 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 go.